Hello everyone, welcome back to AMTV News. I am your anchor, Topher Morrison. It is Tuesday, May 28, 2013. And in our first story today, Darrell Issa subpoenas State Department documents. Will President Barack Obama claim executive privilege once again? Representative Darrell Issa, Republican of California, chairman of the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee, has already asked for all of the documents pertaining to another gun-running scandal in Fast and Furious. And Obama routed that move with just one letter. Issa says he may call former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton to testify, this time before the House committee, but doesn't want to waste her time, quote unquote. But what about General David Petraeus in the CIA, who, according to the White House, edited the Benghazi talking points for Ambassador Susan Rice for propagandizing Congress, CBS, NBC, ABC, Fox, and CNN, not to mention the American public. Benghazi was, for all intents and purposes, as AMTV has reported prior, a CIA operation, and merely because the general and the former director of the CIA couldn't keep it in his pants doesn't mean he should keep the truth there, too. In our second story today, is John McCain breaking the law? Your tax dollars are being spent flying John McCain around the world to meet people you might not exactly approve of. According to provisions within the NDAA, the National Defense Authorization Act, during Obama's first term, citizens may be held indefinitely for aiding al-Qaeda and its affiliates. We've documented John McCain's meetings in Benghazi with sordid groups, his position as chairman of the International Republican Institute, responsible for helping cause the Arab Spring or Arab Winter, depending on your interpretation, and now the Republican senator of Arizona snuck into Syria in violation of law to meet with the Free Syrian Army rebels. And as Paul Joseph Watson of InfoWars reports and catalogs, it's an organization rife with human rights issues and a rap sheet that will make your head spin. From summary executions to al-Qaeda affiliations and suspicions by the UN itself of chemical weapons use, the FSA is now crying for help after suffering repeated defeats and gaining the ear of a powerful U.S. senator, and on your dime. The European Union has also just lifted an arms embargo. Does this signal open season in Syria this summer? Could John McCain face time in Guantanamo Bay? Now, to be fair, John McCain and FSA General Salim Idris are not ignorant of these facts, and according to Idris, the United States can combat this extremism within the FSA by arming it. A novel argument, to be sure.
Clarissa Ward has been able to sneak in and out of the country several times to report on the Civil War. Clarissa, good morning. Now, we know that Senator McCain has pushed for arming the rebels. Tell us what he did inside Syria. Why did he go?
Well, he went there to talk with armed rebel commanders inside Syria. We've spoken to an activist who organized and participated in the trip. We know that he was on the ground for about an hour. He met with rebel commanders. Most prominently, he met with the leader of the Free Syrian Army, General Salim Idris, and they really discussed a whole series of issues, from Hezbollah's involvement with the conflict to the growing problem of extremism within the rebellion. And both Idris and McCain reportedly agreed that the best way to deal with extremism would be to try to unite the rebels under the command of General Idris, who's a moderate, and to arm General Idris.
And it's a conspiracy alert in our final story: Woolrich terrorists and MI5. The video was astonishing, to say the least. A British soldier was hacked to death in the middle of a street wearing a jacket supporting veterans' charities. Women were merely walking up and confronting the blood-soaked murderers about the killing. Truly a bizarre scene. Some people even walked by not even realizing what was happening. The event was an international front-page story, throwing the United Kingdom into a law enforcement frenzy and in some cases fomenting anti-Islamic protests. So, is it astonishing then that the British government attempted to recruit one of the so-called terrorists?
A very warm welcome to you. Now, it's been claimed that British security services tried to recruit as a spy one of the suspects in the brutal murder of a UK soldier in London. A friend of Michael Adebalejo has told a BBC News programme that he rejected the approach 6 months ago. Well, we haven't been able to confirm the allegation, and in a bizarre twist, the friend, Abanazeba, has now himself been arrested.
He mentioned that initially they wanted to ask him whether he knew certain individuals, basically. That was the initial issue. But after him saying that he didn't know these individuals and so forth, what he said is they asked him whether he'll be interested in working for them. He was explicit in that, you know, he refused to work for them.
The BBC doesn't have any way of verifying the claim. After the interview, Abu Nusayba was arrested at the BBC in relation to suspected terrorism offences.
Capturing every corner of this alternative media, watch AMTV News Monday through Friday. Follow me on Twitter at AMTV News and like us on Facebook at Greenwave TV, or follow me on Facebook at The Real Topher Morrison. Find my source material and more videos like these at amtvmedia.com and greenwave.com. Both are part of the AMTV network. This is AMTV, the voice of independence.